Just a short one, as I know it's the weekend, but a huge dose of reality for this government to swallow that its plans are not working, with a side helping of I told you so, and I wear the sweater for the occasion. It's Christmas after all. The Telegraph reports that Surrey has run out of places for private school children that are having to make the move into state school because their parents can't afford the VAT. Shock horror to some of those that leave nasty snark comments. Some people cannot afford the VAT because it's £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 a year extra and more in some places. And despite the government's own statistics saying that 2,400 children will need to move, they've run out of places. Now, I'll come back to that in just a second. Now, there is a petition calling on the government to reverse this decision, to bring it in on the 1st of January in the middle of a year, which is making children have to move in the middle of GCSE years, which is really important in just a second. This petition has now reached more than 100,000 signatures, so it will go to the committee to consider for a debate, and then we'll hear much of the same stupid excuses that don't really answer any of the questions. But the statistics are unchanged. Surrey reports, as I read from this post here, Surrey and Woking have no places available forecast for 2025 to 26 for year 9, 10 and 11. And in Woking, there are no places in year 7 either. So despite, as I said, the government's own statistics showing that 2,400 children will need to move, they have no places. So what are they to do? The only real alternative, because the local authority does have a duty to provide for those children, the only real alternative is for the local authority to consider is paying for a place in those private schools, because they have to be educated. The law, after all, says children must be educated under those mandatory years of school education. Remembering, of course, that local authorities prosecute parents for taking children out of school to go on holiday. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. There's arguments on both sides, but nonetheless, local authorities prosecute parents if they are known to be taking children out of school to go on holiday instead of going to school. But I'd be very interested to see what happens here, because there are literally thousands of children, and that is just one local authority that's reported. If you remember from my previous video, lots of areas are just not giving out those numbers and statistics, because then it will be quite obvious that this is a serious problem across the country that they cannot ignore. And of course, it is a serious problem across the country that they cannot ignore. Not only that, in more fantastic news, he says tongue-in-cheek, I also read that lots of companies, a record number of employers, are scrapping the business Christmas bonuses this year, and even some of them scrapping Christmas parties and things like that because the companies cannot afford it. All again thanks to the budget. And that's not all. Somebody yesterday commented on the number of people in small boats crossing. Now, you remember my video yesterday. If you didn't see it, go catch it up from yesterday. 9 boats arrived with 609 people aboard. Somebody did raise an interesting comment as to how on earth would that equate between 9 boats to have 609 people arrive. So I thought, great question. Let's take a look. So I took this here, and you can see by the red dots, these are, one dot is a head. Now, I'm not entirely certain that I got every person aboard this dinghy boat thing, but I think I got most of them. So let's go through this exercise and count them together, shall we? So if we go for the bottom line first, and I'll try and draw a line through them so that we know we've got them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. It's like playing a game. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 7, 8, 9, 61. 61, and I'll put that up here so you can see it. 61, and I'm not certain that I got them all because there's little dark patches in here. There may be some people lying among the things. Yeah, I can't quite see that. So assuming that every boat is roughly the same, some may have many more, some may be bigger boats and so on, but this is a lot of people to be crammed on a boat. If you've ever had the fortune of being on a boat anywhere for some form of recreation, you'll know that a few people on it gets a bit crowded fairly quickly. 61 people on a boat, that is obviously unsafe. And now, in the interests of all the people aboard, I would suggest that we have to do something about this for their own safety while they are making the dangerous journey of crossing the channel. So that is a brief update. Do let me know in the comments what you think. All of this cannot continue. This is utter madness. They cannot hide from it, but of course they do. They obfuscate and they give non-answer responses to all of these questions. I'll be very interested in the debate, if there is one, about the school fees coming in January, which is a ridiculous time to bring it in. I mean, if you have to bring it in, at least you could bring it in at the start of a new academic year, not in the middle of GCSEs. As you saw from those numbers, years 9, 10 and 11, there are no places available. So thousands of children are being ejected really from their school in the middle of their GCSEs because their parents can't afford the fees. I would challenge anybody to just reach and grab several £1,000 extra like it doesn't mean anything to you for the next 2 or 3 years at the very least while your children are still at that school. So I know lots of people, because I know thousands of you have written comments and said how much you or someone close to you struggle, scrimp, save, work 2, 3 jobs to ensure that your children can go to these private schools to give them the best possible opportunity. And many of them are absolutely distraught, not to mention the children being distraught because they just lose their place at the school because they cannot afford the fees. So what are you going to do about it, government? This is something that absolutely needs attention. But here we are. This is what we've got. So thank you for watching. Please do like and comment. Do subscribe to my channel. That helps me grow. And as always, thank you for watching.